One of the things that I repeatedly talked about in the run-up to the 2024 election was how long are we going to continue to not listen to the experts? And at the time, most of the time, I was referring to the mental health experts that were warning us that Donald Trump is suffering from some very serious problems, up to and possibly including early onset dementia. Maybe not even early onset, but just dementia in general. The experts were warning us they see the symptoms, they see the signs. And at the same time, we had other experts warning us about other things with Donald Trump, and those were the economists. So the theme was, how long do we keep ignoring the experts? And I was hoping, after that election, I wouldn't have to keep saying that. But unfortunately, that election did not go the way that I had voted for it to go. So we're in this reality now. And in this reality, that question still stands. How long do we keep ignoring the experts? Already this week, and we're only in Thursday morning, folks, but already in this week, we have seen the Atlanta Federal Reserve, we have seen blue chip investors, we have seen economists in Europe that I talked about over this weekend, all of them telling us the same thing, and economists, throughout the United States. We're headed for a recession. Well, once the economic damage of Donald Trump's tariffs began to take shape, which happened when he first announced it was definitely happening on Monday, the stock market tanked and tanked and tanked and tanked for days. The recession might be the best case scenario. Because now, after just a couple days of watching how quickly everything has fallen apart, the International Chamber of Commerce is warning that we're not headed towards a recession, folks. We're repeating the mistakes of the 1920s, and we could in fact be headed towards a second Great Depression. Here's a statement from Andrew Wilson. He is the Deputy Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce, and he said this week, quote, "Our deep concern, business community's concern across the globe, is that this could be the start of a downward spiral that puts us in 1930s trade war territory." 1930s, obviously, Great Depression. Because what did the Republicans who controlled the U.S. government at the time do to try to stop the Great Depression? They put a bunch of tariffs in place. That was their solution to the Great Depression. And it made things so much worse. So much worse. And now this International Chamber of Commerce, pro-business group, they're not friendly to consumers at all, but they're telling us we're kind of right back to where we were about 100 years ago, folks. And the next 15 years, almost the next 20 years, didn't go well. Didn't go well globally, right? Because the economic issues then caused global unrest. And we all know what happened with that. The global unrest allowed for dictators to emerge. And I'm sure we're all very familiar with that history. And here we are, 100 years later, repeating those same mistakes. Letting dictators take over foreign lands like Putin with Ukraine. Cozying up to other dictators like Kim Jong-un and Viktor Orban and Mohammed bin Salman. This is not good. We really are on that same path. And this is not to say we're headed back to Nazi Germany. All of the experts, all of the smart people, all of the folks who look at this for a living are telling us this is where we are. It's not 2025, it's 1928 right now. That's not a good place to be in history. Not just American history, but world history. Things are coming crashing down, and they're crashing down faster than economists had originally predicted. So if we only hit a recession at this point, that would be good news, because in 45 days, Donald Trump has personally caused so much damage that he has now set the world back 100 years. One man did that. Amazing how weak and fragile the global economy is, where one megalomaniac can set it back 100 years, prompting fears among the smartest among us in terms of the money situation, that we're headed for a second Great Depression. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.